when I think about it, it's kind of crazy, like how I even got into snowboarding. It seems super unlikely. My parents weren't into skiing, like they didn't ski at all. And like the last story of my mom skiing was like she got blindsided by a snowboarder. So she was like already like didn't really like snowboarders. But yeah, I kind of like saw a photo or something or a video when I was young, like 5, 6 years old, of a snowboarder. And I swear it was like a guy doing a method or something, just flying through the air on this like popsicle, you know. And I was like, what the hell is that? You know, growing up on a farm, never really seen anything like that. Everyone was just playing hockey. There wasn't really much else going on. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, shit, I need to make that happen somehow. And yeah, I didn't get to go until I was like 8 years old. But leading up to that, I was like straight up drawing pictures of little like stickman snowboarder dudes just like jumping off cliffs, and like would put it on the fridge and just be like, yo, like I want to do that, Mom. Like I don't know how or where, but like I want to do that. And then we had like a school trip that would go twice a year to this like the closest resort. I think it was like 45 minutes, called Talisman, which ended up going bankrupt like a few years later. And yeah, kind of a crazy spot. But yeah, I got to go when I was like 8 years old. My mom chaperoned, so I could go 2 years early. And then, yeah, had a lesson, like could not do it. Like it was so hard just falling on your ass all day, you know? And then since then, like since none of my family was into it, they weren't skiing. We were pretty far from the resort. I just kind of had to figure it out on my own. I got my first board through a Sears catalog, this like full plastic like Echo board, and it was on. As soon as I had that, I was like stacking up plywood ramps against a cement wall or a bale of hay, and like I think the first rail I hit was like I stacked a row of bricks in the snow and just like was 50 in it.
Straight to a brick hubba, basically.
Yeah. wasn't very conducive to board slides, but learned that the hard way. But yeah, and then ever since is just like, yeah, my older brother kind of started snowboarding around the same time. He wasn't as into it, so he wasn't really trying to make it happen. So I was kind of mostly on my own. So I would get to like a local park, which had a hill, build a kicker there. And that was like a highlight. If I could get to go to there like every other week or something, was like, holy shit, I can like ride down a hill as opposed to like, you know, a hay bale with a piece of plywood on it for speed. But that just kind of evolved over time, and it just turned into like, you know, digging in rails in the fall and like building my own terrain park in the cow pasture. We had a cow pasture that was like not steep at all. It was like a 5% grade, but I would like stack up like 3 or 4 like big hay bales high and like, you know, drill together a few plywoods and make a nice drop-in ramp. And then my like jibs at that point became like 2x4s. I'd make like a rail frame, and then we had like old chicken feeder troughs and that were just like laying around, junk metal, and I would like attach those. It was like the perfect size to go over a 2x4, and those were like my first like rails. So I was just like out there after school every day, just jibbing and yeah, watching videos and trying to.
I'm interested in this chicken farm situation. So are you guys just swimming in eggs? Like what's the, I imagine you got eggs coming out all over the place, right?
A lot of eggs, yeah. My dad's like a organic egg farmer, so it's like totally family run farm. We have like 6,000 chickens.
Damn.
Which sounds like a lot, but in like farming terms, that's like super, super small. It's like as small as you could get to like still kind of be more than a hobby farm. But yeah, grew up eating fresh organic eggs.
Like a farmhand? Were you helping out around?
Oh, big time. It's like from 6 years old on, we had work to do, and it was like gathering the eggs. You had to like, those chickens lay an egg every single day, so you got 6,000 eggs to pick up by hand every single day. So that was kind of our chore. Like the kids were like gathering eggs every day, and then there was like a lot of other things to do around the farm, like fork and shit. We had like 35 cows and 2 pigs, and the reason we had the cows was so that my dad could use like the manure for like fertilizer, because him being organic, he can't use synthetic fertilizer, so he makes his own like compost manure out of it, and that was kind of the reason to have the cows. But yeah, there was just all kinds of stuff. I think I started driving tractor when I was like 8 years old, and yeah, just doing the whole farm life, which at the time I was like resenting it. All my buddies in town were like hanging out, riding around on bikes and, learning to skateboard and shit. And on the weekends we're just like, forking shit or baling hay or whatever you had to do. But yeah, looking back, I'm like stoked. It was like a cool, unique experience.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That builds like big work ethic. You know what I mean? And like, because a farm doesn't stop. Like, you don't just take vacation from a farm, because, like my mom's, her parents had a dairy farm.
Oh yeah.
And it was just like every day. It's like, you got to milk the cows at 4 a.m. and 4 p.m. It's like picking up eggs every day.
Yep.
You think the work ethic translated into snowboarding?
I think so. Yeah, I'd like to think so anyways. I don't really like stop just because I would want to stop, I guess, It's kind of like jobs got to get done. So we're here to get it done, like, whatever it takes kind of thing. Like when we're in harvest mode on the farm, it's like we have a 1 week window of weather to get the shit done. So it would be like 13, 14-hour days. My dad's out there middle of the night, cutting hay or whatever. So yeah, kind of learned that early on for sure.